Welcome back to my channel. This is your boy PorterRock77, and I'm here with another video. Check out my recently published video, No Neo at E3. Check it out. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to this channel, please take a look at my intro video so you can see the direction that I'm headed with this channel. But this is another back-to-back video, and I think it's important that I bring this up. If anything, this is going to be the core essence of my podcast. So in the future, my podcast is going to be called 60 Frames No Lag Podcast. And the reason why I chose that term is because, like most gamers, we understand what we mean by 60 frames no lag, meaning no bullshit. We want our games to be crisp. We want our internet connection, service connection to be tight. So I think that's a good catchy title. So stay tuned for more info. It's going to be after E3 because, E3, everything's all about E3. So that's going to be the focus of effort. But I need to push out this video because it's an important topic. I can't wait until after E3 to talk about. And what I want to talk about is Watchdogs 2. And this is going to be a topic, just like what's in line with the 60 Frames No Lag podcast. That podcast is going to talk about topics that's in the gaming community, but nobody wants to talk about. So we're going to talk about it. And it's Watchdogs, specifically the protagonist being black. To give you an idea, I want to read this article quickly, so you get a basis of what's going on. So the article pretty much is, I read the article online. In Steam, almost every single conversation about Watchdogs was about Marcus's race. Now Marcus is the protagonist in Watch Dogs 2, a black male. It says in the title, in a now closed thread title, shoehorn black character, why can't we be Aiden? Hundreds of disgruntled fans vented their frustrations about how implausible it would be for a black person to survive in San Francisco. Faced at the demographics of San Fran, it would be more plausible if I ran as a man or an Asian than some random black dude. User Menthol Fox complaint. Considering they make up 6% of the population in San Francisco. Most of the 45-page long thread is chock full of different reels on the idea that black people somehow don't make sense as protagonists in general, let alone tech-savvy heroes in the Bay Area. Eventually, the thread was cut down. This right here, this is where my podcast is gonna hit. This is one of the things I want to do with the 60 Frames No Lag podcast, and I would like to have some guests. But I think this is an important topic that I can't wait. We need to talk about this now. We need to bring this up. What's wrong with having a black protagonist? It's 2016. We have people in all different types of races, colors, in military, doctors, teachers, police officers. It shouldn't be a topic or something that disturbs people in video games. Especially video games, we video games where your imagination opens up and the impossible is possible. We have no problem playing as Kratos. We play as superheroes and super soldiers that could just go through and kill 1,000 people with just a gun or whatever. There's so much imagination and all that. So to fathom that a black person, everybody's trying to use real life and say, oh, black person can't do this. There's many engineers and scientists that are black. So it's not a strange topic to have a black person who's a hacker or whatever. They exist now in real life. You have hackers that are black, Spanish, Puerto Rican, Asian, all different types of races, So it's kind of disheartening to see my community, my gaming community, to be, the best way to put it, you would think a gaming community is smart on these topics, where we will be a little bit more technology intelligent, and stuff. We talk about technology, C++, gaming development, but then yet when it comes down to a simple topic of just someone other than a white person in the game, it just becomes unfathomable. And I just don't understand why at this point, all right? It's 2016. Racism should be dying down, but it seems like it's just getting worse as compared to 30, 40, 50 years ago. So this is a serious topic that's just happening. Like, why is it even brought up? Why people are even upset us playing as a black person. It's a video game character. You know, it shouldn't matter what race or gender, you know, that you're playing as. You should be focusing on the creativity of what the developer's trying to do. You know, maybe it's cool to have, you know, a black person, or, you know, a character designed after African American in a video game in the background of San Francisco. Who knows what they could provide? Maybe they could do things like, you know, police brutality and stuff like that. Being a low population and you're walking around, now you have to worry about police interaction in the game, because you can see it's a beautiful design world and it's huge and stuff. But to see people upset over the color of a digitized character, it's kind of disturbing, you know, because mentally, emotionally, if they are disturbed with a digitized character, you could reasonably assume, how do they interact with people, with real life people? How do these people, you know, react or have social relationships with actual black gamers? If a black digitized character upsets you, I can't see how you're comfortable being around real black people or real Spanish people. You know, that's just a little bit far-fetched. It's kind of crazy that 2016 we still live in this type of world, especially in our community. You know, bad enough that some people consider gamers weird and stuff like that. And I think that stigma is finally dying down. I think gaming is becoming a more socially acceptable pastime more than ever. You have a lot of famous people, movie stars, they're gamers now and stuff. But there's still those that look at us as, you know, violent culture, you know, the type of people that harass people online and stuff, sending death threats to developers because the game got delayed, like, you know. So this just adds to the dark side of gaming. And I just don't understand where is that coming from, when at the end of the day, we're all just trying to be entertained, and these developers are just coming up with great ideas, you know, out of the box ideas, you know, good story, you know, to help entertain us while we're playing these great games. But some people are emotionally disturbed, which doesn't make sense. So I don't know, my opinion, I don't see no problem, you know, with a black character or an Asian character or a Latino character. You know, diverse yourselves, you know, great creative stories, you know, unleash different cultures, you know, different interactions. It's great, you know, there's a lot of stories out there. There's a lot of things, you know, we live in a big country, we live in a big world, you know, and we don't realize some of the intricacies each race has and what each race brings to the table in terms of culture and identity and stuff. So it's cool if they could put that in games and experience that stuff, you know. I remember, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you know, everything was based off, you know, the West Coast gangster style, you know, blood script and that take, and it was just pretty much fun playing that. And then, you know, they brought down the Florida Italian mob and stuff. So I think it's cool bringing in different races and stuff like that, and putting in games, and it could be engaging, and it could just bring life, you know, to what the hell is that? You know, that's 2K16 out there. If PlayStation fans is free. But anyway, so back to this topic. It's kind of disturbing that we have gamers. I think a lot of you gamers, if you're emotionally disturbed by this, if this bothers you on an emotional level, you need to check yourself. Got to grow out of it. It's 2016. It is what it is. It's the issue is you. That's the bottom line. It's not everybody else. Ubisoft created a great concept. The fact that they use San Francisco is refreshing, because I can't think of much any other games using different cities. It's usually the same: New York, Miami, Los Angeles. So using San Francisco, I hope more gamers branch out to different cities and put in creativity and a good backstory, which includes different races, you know, because you're going to see different ideas and different interactions, different social structures of how people talk to one another. I think it's going to be amazing. But anyway, I'm going to end off with on this note that these are the type of topics you're going to see on my 60 Frames No Lag podcast. Time to be determined. But this, and I'll have guests, so that way it's not just me. You just hear my voice for an hour, you know. And there's going to be guests from all communities: Xbox community, PC communities, mobile communities, females, everybody. I want different voices, you know. We need to get our opinions out there, and we as a community need to grow together. I think the gaming community, especially on YouTube, is the most passionate gaming community, and we have this great sibling rivalry of, you know, Xbox versus PlayStation versus Nintendo versus PC gamers, from the PC Master Race, from Xbox the best box, to the PlayStation Nation, to Nintendo's the greatest. You know, we're all siblings, you know, and our parents is gaming, and we're all siblings rivalry. But at the end of the day, just like a family, there's going to be times where we have to come together to protect the hobby that we love. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully, you know, I could be part of that process to bring us together. We can still have a sibling rivalries, we can still talk trash, but when we have something like this, you know, racial issues, you know, issues versus women, you know, harassment, you know, things like that, we need to discuss this, you know, and that's where my podcast is going to come into play. It's going to be 60 frames, no lag. We're going to get in, you know, we're going to dive in places most gamers don't want to go. We're going to have the discussions we need to have on important topics, you know, because we need to protect ourselves. Because no matter what, Xbox gamer, PC gamer, PlayStation gamer, Nintendo gamer, when society sees gamers as toxic, they don't say, oh, it's the PlayStation community that's toxic. Oh, no, it's the Xbox. No, we're all in the same pot. We're all viewed the same, you know. So we got to have this discussion. So, hey, thank you for joining me on this, you know, this out of the blue commentary topic. Please comment, subscribe to my Twitter. You'll see it on my page, on the About section. Subscribe to this channel. Provide comment. Send me Twitters. We could continue to have this discussion. I could make another video if new topics come up, you know. But let's have this. We need to talk about this. We can't ignore this. We need to be closer at this, all right? Anyway, thank you very much for showing up, and I'll see you next time, okay? Take care. Keep it gaming, and keep it 60 frames, no lag BS, all right? Hey, you have a good one.